new era is quietly dawning on the training industry. With the rapid growth of social networking and search engine technologies, learners now have the ability to take control of their own learning experience. If we think about it, search engines have become the most competitive technology to the training profession. Why? Because it's changed how people learn and get access to information. But I also believe we will be better for it as we're rapidly finding new ways to make learning more effective, efficient, and valuable. Savvy training organizations are leading the way by creating versatile, dynamic, and highly integrated portals that embrace an individual's learning preferences, both for informal and formal learning. I call this the era of personal learning, and it provides a common thread to TrainingIndustry.com's perspective of important trends and predictions for 2012. I hope you will find them useful as you plan for the future of your organization.
Training Industry predicts that corporate spend for training will increase by a modest 2% in 2012. Our research finds that corporate executives are very conservative as compared to last year's spending, when the market grew by an estimated 6%. It looks like the training market is now aligning with growth rates of the overall U.S. GDP. Training Industry also estimates the global market for training services to grow to $292 billion in 2012. Up from $287 billion in 2011. North American companies make up $132 billion, or 45% of the global market. We expect higher than average spend in sales and IT training, while other programs for leadership and professional development remain relatively flat. Everyone wants to see new jobs, and our industry is no different. But with the meager increase in training budgets, we expect that will translate into a bearish outlook for job growth. Expect jobs for training professionals to only increase by about 1% in 2012, with all of that coming from training suppliers. Jobs in corporate training organizations will remain flat.
Not too long ago, we talked about the evolution of the LMS into a learning portal. Now the learning portal is entering a new generation.
Through filtering and preference technologies, training organizations have the ability to personalize learning portals to each individual's needs, allowing content to be more relevant and timely. Next generation portals are called Personal Learning Environments, or PLEs, and allow learners to access dynamically changing content on virtually any device, anytime, and customized to what they need and request. Access to informal content and resources is critical to real-time learning, but it creates challenges for the learning organization. We have to determine what content is credible and relevant, and what is not. The good news is that training leaders are learning to harness and control the massive increase in the use of social media, and how to measure its effectiveness. Implementing personal learning environments is a critical step in controlling the quality of information, but it's important that systemic controls are put in place to filter and manage aggregated content that meets learners' needs. Chat rooms must be moderated, and wikis must be edited to ensure for accuracy. And virtual learning must be facilitated. Learning can and should be fun. Games incentivize employees to learn and accomplish more skills, which raises competency levels throughout the organization. Capital investment is driving the creation of funware technologies to a point that they'll become common products in the near future. Our industry has aggressively started transforming standard training programs into competitive games that can be played real-time or asynchronously with participants spread throughout the world.
Gartner research predicts that by 2015, more than 50% of organizations that manage innovation processes will gamify them. and it's predicted that within 2 years, more than 70% of global 2,000 organizations will employ at least one gamified learning application.
Job titles, certificates, and degrees have long been badges that signify our position of responsibility or professional accomplishments. But social media has demonstrated that business professionals long for other forms of recognition. LinkedIn connections, Twitter followers, and Facebook friends have become virtual status symbols, but they lack breadth and depth in recognizing accomplishments that are valued in the workplace. With the growth in social networks inside the enterprise, social badging is becoming mainstream in corporate intranets and learning portals. With today's highly mobile and globally competitive workforces, training and HR departments are accelerating efforts to identify and retain high-potential talent. Specially designed leadership programs for key resources are becoming more prevalent than ever before. Knowledge retention is not just about people, it's also about IP.
With concern over baby boomers aging out of the workforce, companies are aggressively implementing ways to garner the intellectual property created by these employees and store it so that it's protected for future use. Learning object repositories using digital rights management, as well as rapid authoring platforms that make it easier for subject matter experts to easily produce and deliver content, are becoming common strategies for knowledge retention.
Consolidation has become a common strategy of both buyers and suppliers of training. Large training suppliers have been aggressive in acquiring smaller companies that complement their current offerings. Their main objectives are to broaden their product portfolios or gain access into new markets. And buyers are consolidating as well, not by buying other organizations, but by merging internal ones. Their strategy is to eliminate redundant processes and technologies to minimize wasteful spending. And buyers are also consolidating suppliers. Driven primarily by procurement, the number of training suppliers used is being looked at as a means to simplify and streamline training, and to create more strategic and manageable relationships. The use of outsourcing as a training strategy continues to expand. Companies currently spend more than 40% of their overall training budget with outsourcing suppliers, primarily for content development, delivery, and learning technologies. While comprehensive outsourcing has virtually disappeared, selective outsourcing, licensing, and contracting have become the standard models for sourcing training. Also declining is the use of offshore suppliers for complex content development deals. But the use of offshoring suppliers continues to be strong for translation and localization services. Contrary to popular belief, the instructor is here to stay. We have found that the highest quality social learning environments are differentiated by the continued involvement of facilitators and instructors moderating informal activities by providing direction when needed. Very popular facilitated environments include mentor networks, virtual classroom instruction, and moderated role-playing and gaming.